they're not depending on their own ability. They understand that they're not doing business as to themselves, but they have a higher calling. It makes a difference. And you have a higher authority that you're responsible to. It makes a difference with how we do business. So for those of you that are visiting the Kingdom Chamber of Commerce, how many raving fans we have for the Chamber? Come on. So participation in the Kingdom Chamber of Commerce is through partnership. We unite and strengthen the business community. And I remember in the early days of starting the Chamber, I had folks who would ask me, well, what does faith have to do with business? It's a very common question. Well, faith has everything to do with business, because you understand that the very breath that you breathe is on loaner. And sometimes we forget that, because sometimes we think that we own it. Why? Because we're in positions of authority. We feel like we have arrived, but understand that the King still owns your breath. And so it has everything to do with business. So the Chamber unites and strengthens the business community by cultivating an atmosphere of support and collaboration to help all organizations succeed. And all the partners in here understand, and they know that. So working together, companies have created an extended network of resources and opportunities beneficial for advancement in the marketplace. And partner with us today, those of you that are visiting with us for the first time, and add your name to the long list of Kingdom Chamber of Commerce success stories. And there's so many of you in here. As a matter of fact, for our December holiday event, I'm thinking that's all you're going to hear is the success stories of those that God has just shown up. They have trusted in him, and they have blessed him. As I look around, I can see your faces. So I've been on an alignment assignment. Say that with me, alignment assignment. So I just want to bring you up to speed real fast. And so in 2013, we started off with aligning and connecting for the future. In 2014, we went to alignment and manifestation, experiencing the blessing of God on your business. In 2015, the theme was alignment and mastery, the key to consistent profitability. And one thing about God that I love is that when he gives you a theme, it's basically guardrails. And then he sends everybody that you need. Last year, we had Rabbi Daniel Lapin. How many of you remember that? And he could not have come in a better time as it related to profitability. He did an amazing job. This year, with the theme that we have for this year, alignment and influence, creating your leadership space in the marketplace. And it's not by accident that we got Bernie from CEO Space creating your leadership in the marketplace. It is not by accident that the very person that I didn't even know Rick was going to be here today, Donna. I was watching Undercover Boss. I was also doing a teaching on making an impact with those that we serve and being sensitive to the needs of those that are around us. And there was something about this man that was so genuine, because you could spot a fake a way off, far ways off. And his sensitivity to his employees caught my attention, but I knew that it was genuine. And when he told the first woman who was working 2 jobs, could not spend time with her children, how many of you know that is not of God? And he said to her, he said, I am going to send you on a vacation. Not only a vacation, but a paid vacation. For you and your family to Disney World. He didn't say, I'm going to send you down to the Jersey Shore. He could have done that. How many of my Jersey Shore family are in the house? Woo! Beautiful Jersey Shore, right? But he said, I'm going to send you, and Disney World is not cheap. How many of you in the room has never been to Disney? That's fine, be honest. You may just be blessed today, be honest. Rick Foreman's in the house. But, so he said, I'm going to send you and your family to Disney World. And that that really touched my heart because, some people have never taken a vacation. They've never taken a vacation. And you say, well, I've never taken I've had people who have said, I've never left New Jersey. They haven't even gone to Philadelphia. It's right across the bridge. And people from Philadelphia has never been to New Jersey. And so for a man to be able to understand the importance of family caught my attention. You guys see my family. They're all around. My daughter's there. My son, I don't know where he is. He's around somewhere. My husband is here because why? It tells you how important family is to me. And if they're not willing to do this with me, I can't do it. You understand what I'm saying? I am willing to forego serving if my family would not stand with me. So that caught my attention, Rick. Really caught my attention. And then when she said, I'm so thankful, you said, I'm going to give you a $25,000 raise. Tell your neighbor, $25,000 raise. $25,000 raise. See, how many of you would like to be that kind of an employer? I mean, you want to bless your employees so good that they can't wait to show up to work. And guess what? You got to kick them out because they don't want to leave either. Why? Because you're so good. And then she said to him, well, I'm so glad because my son's going to college. And how many of you in here have students in college or just had one that graduated recently? You know it's not cheap. And Rick, I'm sorry, I'm going to. This is what I was going to do anyway. Okay, good. That's just all I've been doing, Donna, and that's how Rick wound up coming here, because I've just been telling, because my name is Angela, I'm a messenger of good news. First name is Catherine, which means I'm a pure messenger, so I only tell good things. So anyway, so he said, I will pay for your son's tuition, and he didn't say one semester. He said 4 years. Tell your neighbor, 4 years. That man got my attention. Because I was getting ready to do a lesson on Acts 20:35. For it's better to give than to receive. And what Rick did not realize, that even within his presentation, he kept using those biblical principles. And when he met this young man by the name of Curtis, that was the icing on the cake for me. And one thing about Curtis, and for those of you that have employees, it's very important that you pay very close attention to those God has called to align themselves to you and to serve with you. And I pray that I'll have time because I feel like I'm going off my schedule already. But anyway, I'll get to the point. So Curtis told Rick, he said, I get my high from giving. Wonderful, Rob, thank you. What would life be without Rob? Rob is always here to serve us. Whenever we come to the mansion, there's Rob. Give Rob a hand. Okay. And so he takes Rick to a homeless shelter. Touched Rick's heart. And Rick said, we used to be a company that was all about giving and big on community outreach, and we're going to put that back. And then at the end, when he took his cover off, he said to him, he said, you will never be homeless again working for me. And he gave him $280,000 to buy a home. And when I showed that at the meeting, the chamber partners will tell you there is no dry eye in the room, right, Sean? Even Sean was crying. Sean, don't cry. But little did we know what God had, that the joke was going to be on me. That Rick Foreman was physically going to be sitting in the room. And there's a significance to that, Rick, and the significance to that is the fact that God always say, anything I lead you, anything I expose you to, I am leading you to. That's what he said to me a couple years ago. Anything I expose you to, I'm leading you to. And so the fact that you're here, the fact that I did the teaching on that, not knowing you, not even trying to find you, is a confirmation of the season for us as believers in the marketplace that we're going into. First of all, we need to be able to have experience profitability in our businesses. We need to be able to have money. We need to be able to have wealth so that we could be a blessing to those around us. Amen. And when believers get to the place, and I believe it's happening in the chamber, when you start giving, when you start caring about the needs of others, it will not be difficult for them to say, I want to know your God. Yes? Are we in the right room? And so being sensitive to the needs of others. I'm going to jump real fast. Let's go into the definition of leadership. And I've read several leadership books, and none comes close to this. You got it? So leadership is the capacity, and I want you guys to write this down. Nope, too far. Okay, so leadership is the capacity to influence others through inspiration. Got that? Motivated, nope, that's still not it. Motivated by a passion, generated by a vision. You got it? Produced by a conviction, ignited by a purpose. I'll go again. Leadership, and I've heard people say leadership is influence. Yeah, it is influence, but it's not only influence. So leadership is the capacity to influence others through inspiration, motivated by a passion, generated by a vision, which is produced by a conviction, and it is ignited by a purpose. That's our working definition of leadership. So then, true leadership is defined as the result of self-discovery, which means that when you discover a purpose for your life, then you discover a vision for your being. I'll say that again. When you discover a purpose for your life, then you discover a vision for your being. And it is that vision that creates a passion for your life. And it is that passion then that inspires other people. And we must know this, that whoever you can inspire, you can influence. Many times we want to influence someone without having gone through the necessary steps in that relationship. So we understand that if you want to know what makes a good leader, it is not a title. A title does not make you a leader. I'm a manager. I'm a supervisor. Don't make you a leader. See, leadership is this process where it is the capacity to influence others through inspiration, motivated by a passion that comes from a vision, which is born out of a purpose. Tell your neighbor, purpose. Purpose. So in other words, leadership is defined as the result of self-discovery. When you discover a purpose for your life, then you discover a vision for your being. I will repeat that. When you discover a purpose for your life, then you discover a vision for your being. And it's that vision that creates a passion. And it's that passion that inspires people. You want to know what type of a leader you are? As my mentor always said, just look behind you. This is not that deep. So understand that true leaders never look for followers. Followers look for the leader. True leader never look for followers. Followers look for the leader. So understand that true leadership is the power to influence through character development and character impact. And those of you that are in my mentorship group know we've gone through this. So when you discover a purpose and a passion for